Hi, this is Primary School Made Easy, and in this video we're going to be looking at multiplying and dividing units by 100. When we multiply by 100, we move the digits 2 places to the left. Here's our handy grid, and we're going to be working with the number 1. Each time we multiply by 100, we make the number 100 times bigger. There we go, 2 places to the left, 100, 1 times 100 is 100. When we divide by 100, we move the digits 2 places to the right. Start with the number 1 in our grid again, and this time, because we're dividing, we're going to go to the right. And remember, every time we divide by 100, we make the number 100 times smaller. So let's make the number 1 100 times smaller. Moving it 2 places to the right, put in some zero placeholders, and we can see that 1 divided by 10 is 0.01. Let's have a closer look at multiplying units by 100. We're going to use our handy grid again, and we're going to multiply 7 by 100. So let's start by putting the number 7 into the units column. And then because we're multiplying, we're going to move the 7 2 places to the left. Fill in some zero placeholders. And then we can see that 7 times 100 is 700. Now what about if we're dividing by 100? So let's take our 7 again, and this time divide 7 by 100. So there we go. So we start by putting the 7 into the units column again, but this time we're dividing by 100. So we're going to go 2 places to the right. There we go, 1 place, 2 places, pop in some zero placeholders, and we can see that 7 divided by 100 is 0.07. Now, if you have trouble remembering which way to move the digits, try this. When we divide, we go to the right. I was right to share my sweets. And when we multiply, we go to the left. I left my times on the train. Now let's have a look at some more examples. Let's try 5 times 100. Bring in our handy grid, 5 units into the units column, and we're multiplying by 100, so we're going 2 places to the left. I left my times on the train. Pop in the zero placeholders. 5 times 100 is 500. Now let's do 9 divided by 100. 9 units into the units column. Now this time we're dividing. I was right to share my sweets, so we need to go 2 places to the right. Let's move the 9 and pop in the zero placeholders. 9 divided by 100 is 0.09. 1 times 100. There's our 1 unit into the correct column. We're timesing. I left my times on the train, so I'm going 2 places to the left. 1, 2, 0 placeholders. 1 times 100 is 100. 4 divided by 100. There's our 4 into the units column. I'm dividing. I was right to share my sweets. I'm going 2 places to the right. 4 divided by 100 is 0.04. Now we're dividing again, 3 this time, 3 into the units column, and we're dividing, so we're going 2 places to the right. I was right to share my sweets. Pop in the zero placeholders. 3 divided by 100, 0.03. 6 times 100. 6 into the units column, I'm timesing, I'm going to the left 2 places. I left my times on the train. 6 times 100 is 600. 2 divided by 100, 2 into the units column. I'm dividing, so I'm going 2 places to the right. 2 divided by 100 is 0.02. And the last one, 8 times 100. 8 into the units column. I'm timesing, so I'm going to the left. 2 places to the left for 100. 8 times 100 is 800. Okay, well done. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you next time.